how I was almost killed by full moon. Many of you have heard when people talk about full moon, they'll tell you that witches gather during full moon, this happened during full moon. It sounds like a superstitious thing. But I was almost killed by a full moon, or with a full moon, not the moon itself. Somebody almost killed me with a full moon. How did the story start? 2023, I was in the university. Sorry, 2003. I was in university. I had a very close friend. We are not bad boys, but we are not really into God. We are just there. So one day this guy went home. And when he came back, he said he has given his life to God. I was laughing. I said, forget this one, give your life to God. So the normal banter that we normally give each other, he wasn't receiving them anymore. He wasn't finding them funny. He was a changed person. He was counting his words now. He wasn't talking anyhow like the way we used to talk loosely, you know. I felt challenged because I was liking that character. I said, let me give my life to God too. And then I had this girlfriend. In school then. So we went to a cafe. Myself and this my friend went to a cafe. That time there was no phone. It was just Yahoo just came. Maybe we don't have phone that time. I don't know whether phone has come at that time, but we clearly would not have phone. So we went to a cafe to send mail. So I now said I want to give my life to God. And I said, tomorrow I'm going to tell my girlfriend that I'm not doing anymore. My friend said, if you tell her tomorrow, once she starts to cry, you will change your mind. Better send her a mail now. You know the way bad friend will teach you, will push you to do bad thing. A good friend can also push you to do something that will put you in trouble. And what he said was true, but was not wise. He said, she will cry and you may change your mind, which is true. So I sent her the mail. I wrote a mail. I can write. I'm an author. I wrote the mail. I explained to her that I'm not doing anymore. I've given my life to God. She cried. She cried. For 1 week, she was crying. Her friends were insulting me. They stopped talking to me. And she had two very close friends who I think had marine spirit, because I was having some dreams then. So I said, okay, this person is this, okay. That's how it went. She stopped talking to me. I didn't have anything in mind for her, but I had to give my life to God. My closest friend has given his life to God, so I had to give my life to God. That was why I gave my life to God. So, they stopped talking to me, just living life like that. The news spread across our friends. We have mutual friends. Hilary has broken her heart, you know. Then one day, I was sleeping. Early morning when I woke up, the first thing I saw was full moon. Now, for that to be possible, at least there must be five coincidences. Number one, you must be facing the window. Number two, the curtain must be opened. Number three, the window must be transparent or opened. Number four, the moon must be facing the window. Number five, the moon must be full. It is difficult to have five coincidences like that if it's not a spiritual thing. Immediately I woke up, opened my eyes, I saw the full moon. I knew this was an omen. I thought it was a good omen. I never thought that it's going to be a bad thing. But I noticed this was not ordinary, of course. I knew. I kept it. A few days I became ill. I'm in school. I became ill. It was getting serious. It was getting serious. It was more serious. I had to go home. I went home. Went to the hospital. Doctor checked. He did blood tests and everything. He said nothing. I went home. I was still very sick. It got to a point I could not move anymore. My cousin took me to the hospital. I went. They checked again. They said nothing. It was getting worse. I was dying. And now the doctor cannot say anything. It got so bad that my sister now said, let's go and see a prophet. I said, okay. I've never seen a prophet before. I don't I don't think I had issues that would require a prophet. So we went to see this prophet. They had a program that day in church. It took time. I waited. No, I was ill. It took forever. Then after everybody I've seen him, it got to my turn. I saw him. I was happy. At least somebody will pray for me. When he saw me, the first thing he asked me, he said, "Do you have a girlfriend?" I said, "I used to. I just broke up with her. I just gave my life to God." He didn't say she was the one. He said, "It is possible that it is from her. This thing is happening to me is from her." That's what he said. I expected him to pray for me, but this prophet did not pray for me. He just gave me some psalms to go and read. I was so disappointed. I was so angry with him. He didn't pray for me. So, if you are a prophet, maybe you were born a prophet or you just had that gift, it's important that you know your Bible very well. It's important that you have authority. It's not enough to know something, but you cannot do anything about it. That is the ordeal of most prophets in Nigeria. He saw very well, he saw correctly, but he could not do anything about it. Just give me something to go and read. Or maybe he knew and they warned him, I don't know. If he's a fake prophet, he can know, but he'll be afraid to do anything. But there are real prophets, genuine prophets, that they don't have power. Because people come to you for information. And so you have that lackadaisical attitude towards prayer. Because once you give them information, they're okay with it. So you don't think there's a need to pray and to have power. That was how I went back home. I started reading Psalms. I read all the Psalms in the Bible. I almost read all I can't remember if I read all the Bible, but I was reading Bible. That's the only thing I need to do. I was just reading. My faith was growing, but that sickness did not move an inch. One day, as I was lying down, I heard a loud voice, because I was not a good person before I gave my life to God like that. Even though I was not bad, but I was not a Christian. I've had some charms in my body. I've done some things which are covenants. I just heard a voice. It said, "You are a fool," with so much anger. I knew that was the devil. I woke up with fear. I told my dad, I said, "I just heard a voice say you are a fool." My dad says, "The one that is a fool." You know, but my dad was not a Christian, so he didn't have authority. He was helpless. And dad started going to church when I was in university. So he was actually helpless. Now we have gone to the prophet. Prophet did not work, did not do anything. I'm praying, I'm reading the Bible, he's not doing anything. My dad now said, "Let's go to the village." I said, "I cannot go to the village," because I knew that this thing is demonic. And we are going to the village to go and meet witch doctors. They cannot do anything good for me. I told myself, I said, "I'd rather die than to go to do." And God was watching me. Sometimes you say things, God will test you. I love God. You will test that love. God was watching me. God did not do anything. So I refused to go to the village. My dad was helpless. My dad was scared because I was dying. He could see that I was dying. Then, the day I was supposed to die, my dad rushed to the village. My dad went to the village. I was on the bed. I was contemplating, because when you are sick, you get to a level, you get scared of death. There's a level after that, where you now embrace death and see death as a relief. I got to that level. So I started contemplating, okay, let me just die. At least I will have rest. That was where I was that day. I used to wonder why, when you watch movies and a soldier is wounded, the colleagues, the comrade, they are telling him, "Please hold on, don't go." I used to wonder, are you saying that this person had a choice in this? As if he wants to die, he will just die because he wants to. They will tell you, don't go, as if it's a choice. And you also hear doctors saying that somebody gave up the ghost around 4 a.m. or around 2 p.m. He gave up. What do you mean he gave up? So it dawned on me that sometimes it will not be your choice, whether you want to die or not. Now, when you are overwhelmed by sickness, if you decide to die, that's when you will not die. But if you can hold on, sometimes help can come. So it got to that level, I couldn't hold anymore. I decided to say, okay, let me just die. I was contemplating death. We had a dog, 13-year-old dog, that was already feeling like a sibling. Our dog name was Billy. Billy just came, because we used to allow the dog to go out. Billy just came and started vomiting blood, and Billy died. In that my sick bed there, As they were shouting, see, Billy, don't die, Billy, don't die. I said, Billy, that death is spiritual because I could see death around the house. I know that I'm dying. So I said, that Billy's death was spiritual. My brother said, keep quiet, everything's spiritual, spiritual. And they argued, I didn't have the strength to argue. Now, the problem was that how would my father take the death of Billy? Because my dad loved that dog. That dog, 13 years old dog, if the dog used to feel like he was one of us, the way he behaves. So I was just thinking, how would my dad feel if this dog, if he hears that this dog had died? That was my thoughts. Meanwhile, I'm thinking of dying now. Before I could just decide to just take my last breath, I heard a voice. He said, worship me. I knew who was talking. I knew that was God. And I didn't have strength to worship. My brother, two of my brothers were there. My cousin was there. 3 people, 3 witnesses were there. So I just, with that faint voice, I said, please, raise the gospel song for me. My brother said, this thing not be spiritual. You know, when people do not believe in spiritual things, it can be very dangerous. My brother said, this not be spiritual. I was dying. I have like 2 seconds to die. And he was arguing with me that this is not a spiritual thing. Why you did think, you know? He did not raise any song. I told my younger brother, I said, raise a song. Say, I cannot remember any song. Then my cousin now raised a song. When my cousin raised a song, a worship song, 3 of them started singing. As they were singing, maybe like 2 minutes, that's 120 seconds, I stood up. They were shocked. What I'm telling you now, they are still alive. They are my brothers, 3 of them, they were there. This is someone that was almost dying. God just said, praise me. In that process, 2 minutes, I just stood up. I was sweating. I was worshiping. They were surprised. They were in shock. That's how I stood up. I was healed totally. Totally. When my dad came, so I want to break the news to him now that Billy had died. Guess what? He said they told him in the village that Billy will die. So I was correct when I said it was spiritual death. So the death that came to take me took Billy. But the way they disappointed, the way they confused my dad. Now, to him, he would think that what he went to do in the village, that was why I was healed. If I was the only person there and 3 people were not there to witness what happened to me, they would have just thought, as Billy died, that was why I was healed. Possibly, they have made him to sign a covenant with that Billy. Maybe I would have survived for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It happens like that when you go to a spiritual place like that. After a few days, person, as if the person was sudden, the person will just die. They'll say they try. You will not even think it was them. What they can do is to negotiate days for you. Because it's them. My dad said they told him in the village that Billy had died. That was her. I was almost killed by a full moon. Why am I sharing this story? Just so you know that life is spiritual. And also praise and worship is not to be taken lightly. I've had other experiences to confirm that praise and worship is a weapon. It's a spiritual weapon. I hope this will encourage someone to get closer to God. Just so you know.